Very good afternoon to everyone. I hope lunch has been amazing. So I'm Sriram Sridharan. I'm a product marketer at Zoho Sprints, and I absolutely love motorcycles. For me, this obsession started at a very young age where my feet would barely reach the ground if I sat on one, to the point when I turned 18 and I got my first motorcycle, and to today's date, where it's actively helping me forget that I'm hitting midlife crisis a lot sooner than expected. So despite owning a fancy Italian sports bike with all the latest gizmos, tech, and electronics, I came to the realization that it's not the best fit for a lot of the things that I do on a daily basis. And so this got me thinking that sometimes it's not about having the most advanced tool or the most powerful tool. Just having these two qualities doesn't automatically make it a right fit for every job. Now, let me illustrate this with a more impactful example from one of our customer case studies. So Hanley Consulting is a leading health tech firm that provides digital solutions for the primary care sector in the UK. They've partnered with over 1,000 different institutions across the NHS, all the way from individual general practitioners to large-scale integrated care boards. In 2020, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, they were tasked by the NHS to roll out a vaccination booking platform, and they had to do so at a very rapid pace. Now, they were already using the tools which are considered to be the best and most reputed in the market. But the problem was that all these tools were disconnected and disparate. So this led to the formation of data silos, inefficiencies when it comes to transfer of information across different tools, and a lot of duplicated efforts. And at a critical situation like that, this is something that they just could not afford. So in the same period, their tech consultant stumbled upon our Zoho One master suite of applications while visiting a client. And he was immediately impressed by how easy to use and streamline the interfaces. From there, they adopted Zoho Sprints for all their future Agile product development and succeeding releases. So in the words of their operational manager himself, Zoho Sprints immensely simplified a lot of their processes, such as change request management, task prioritization, backlog prioritization, release tracking, just to name a few. Their hero product is the EDAT chatbot, which has been touted by the NHS to be the best digital assistant in the healthcare sector. No prize for guessing what tool they used to manage that entire project on from scratch. Now, what is it that makes Zoho Sprint so special? We developed a framework which we refer to as the 4C. Now, before you start questioning my spelling skills, let me quickly elaborate on what the 4C here stands for. So the term 4C is derived from its 4 constituent Cs, or the characteristics that we felt are paramount to create a stellar Agile project management tool. The first C is convenience, which is aimed at fostering more autonomy and accessibility. With Zoho Sprints, you have a very simple, sleek, single-page layout interface with a very consistent design language across the entire tool. So when you're using Zoho Sprints, questions like, okay, how did I land on this window, or what button do I click to go back, will rarely ever pop up. This is really useful for startups and organizations that are looking to undergo an Agile transformation. The next C is customizability. In Zoho Sprints, you have customizations on 3 different levels. The first level are your project definers, like priorities or work item statuses. On the second level, you have user-created layouts, which are customizable for all your elements, such as projects, sprints, epics, and so on. At the third level, if you really want to get crafty, you can create entire custom automation functions, which are powered by our in-house scripting tool. Now, this is very useful for more developed and mature organizations, and it ensures that it's always the tool that bends around their process as they scale up, and not the other way around. The third C is compatibility. Now, we are an integrated ecosystem of various different applications, so we have seamless integrations with all the relevant apps in our portfolio. The highlight of which is our integration with Zoho Projects, which lets you reap the benefits of both Agile as well as Waterfall. We also have seamless integrations with a lot of CI/CD tools such as Jenkins, Azure DevOps, and GitHub, to name a few. The last C is pretty much a summation of the first 3 Cs that we discussed. You now have a cohesive Agile PM tool, something that molds itself to every requirement, that adjusts to every situation. Regardless of what stage of growth you're in, you have a tool that always adapts and never restricts. Now let's talk a little about Zoho itself. This is our 29th year in the market, and we obviously had really humble beginnings. In fact, the name Zoho was derived from Soho, which stands for small office, home office, because back then it was pretty much just our founder sitting in front of one system in a tiny room. Today, we are 18,000 strong with a portfolio of more than 55 different applications, and it's only growing over time. We boast of a proud user base of more than 120 million users who are scattered across 150 different countries. And as I said before, we are a connected ecosystem of various different applications. Now, as for our global footprint, we have offices and data centers across all 6 continents. And if Antarctica ever becomes sustainably hospitable, don't be surprised if you find us there as well. The last thing that I want to say is that we run everything using our products. Our daily tech stack is comprised of the tools that we've developed for our own requirements. In fact, we realize that the Agile way is the best way when it comes to shipping great software, and this is exactly how Zoho Sprints was incepted. 7 years ago, we made it polished enough to release to the public, and with every passing hour, it's only getting exponentially better. With that, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for giving me your time. We have a team of sales and product experts at our booth. We'd love to show you all the 4 C's in action and assess how we can probably help your organization grow and become more successful and profitable. Have a wonderful day, all. Cheers.